All right. I'm coming. Hang on. Like that clip of Joe Trump. I'm gonna come. Welcome to the poorly lit confines of the Impact Power Sports Studio. I'm your old pal EZ. Welcome to this Patreon bonus podcast. I see Chris is here, Bob is there, Kenny, Matt H., who I was just hanging out with Matt H. this past weekend at Berlin. First off, Benny is convalescing. I think Benny has a tendency to hoop it up. You know, maybe embellish. Hey, I'm an embellish guy. Yeah, he's fine. I'll just keep an eye on him, make sure he gets his medicine. Should be good to go. I think the better question is, hope I'm doing well. Hey, just $500. There it is, gone. Here today, gone tomorrow. My God. All right. Chris K is here and Chris P. Over the weekend, I went to the races at Berlin and went there for the Coleman Lutz 500. And, man, that was fun. So you've got Coleman Lutz, his better half, Lisa, Matthew H., his better half, Nicole. Matt and Nicole's kids, oldest to youngest, are Ben, Lucas, and Emma. They're fantastic. Cole's kids are oldest to youngest, Gage, and then there's a couple others. Murphy, what the fuck is his name? Evan? Ian? Evan? No. Murphy. Lennox. Cute kids. And their pal Xander. Watching the races, doing our thing. We go into the pits. And that's cool. Because the drivers that are there, they just 9 times out of 10, they want to talk to you. And so we're walking through, and there's this young guy who he's just wrecked his car, and his car is all fucked up. And we come walking in, and we're just kind of strutting around, doing our thing. And the pit crew guy is pulling the tire off, and it's destroyed. It's smoking, and the rim's all bent. And the guy goes, "Hey, you want a souvenir?" And the kids go, "Yeah, we'll take it." And so the race car driver, I forget his name, he autographs the wheel. And so Dad, that would be Coleman at the end of the night, he's got to fucking walk out of the stadium, out of the raceway with the tire and wheel. I told him, I go, "Yeah, you should give that to the kids and tell them to bring it over to Greg's house. He'd love that." Fucking Greg. Piece of shit. Sorry, I'm getting comfy here. Doing my stretches. You know how I like to do my stretches. But I gotta dodge dogs. Get this. The story just broke. Since the beginning of June, there's been a local story of this kid, and I can't say that the kid is special needs or anything like that. I don't think so. But the kid's name is Penelope Wise, and it was interesting because her nickname is Penny, which is the name of the character in It. Pennywise. Where's Pennywise? Well, Mom and Dad put out an APB. They're like, "We can't find Penny. Where is she?" And then there was surveillance video of her walking down the street in this community of Cedar Springs or Rockford or some shit, that area north of Grand Rapids. And so people are like, "We cannot find her." And days turn into weeks. Weeks turn to more than a month. 7 weeks goes by. Matt said that the driver's Brady Musser. That's right. 7 weeks goes by. And then just this past weekend, ladies driving down the street and something catches her eye. And the kid has a distinct-looking face. The kid looks like mom drank a lot of booze, like during the pregnancy. Kid's got one of those faces. I mean, I know it sounds horrible, but it's true. The kid looks like kid looks kind of fucked up. Kid's 17. Well, person notices Penny riding down the street on a bike, calls the cops. Cops track down Pennywise. They found Penny. Well, she's been staying. Well, the guy whose house she was walking out of, some local dude who I think is a total piece of shit. He's a 44-year-old dude. And let me get to the ins and outs of the story here. First of all, the headline reads, Deputies, man who housed missing teen will not face charges. So when I read that, I was like, okay, well, this must have just been like a friend of the family or something like that. No big deal. That has to be what was going on. Nope. Hang on, this camera's all jacked. There's a real learning curve on my tech setup here, but it'll do. So when I saw that there'll be no charges, I was like, okay, whatever. But then I got into the story a little bit more. The 44-year-old dude met Pennywise the day she turned up missing, or the day she was spotted on surveillance camera, June 1. So the kid has been with this dude since June 1, 44-year-old guy. All right. And then the sentence that puts it over the edge. Investigators have now learned that those two are now engaged. Oh, fucking shit. Is that, can you do, I guess you can do that in Michigan. Kent County Sheriff's Office said detectives had conferred with the prosecutor's office and said their office is not authorizing any charges at this time. So, okay. If you're a father of a 17-year-old and you find this out, how do you quell that rage? How do you wind up not getting arrested for trying to kill that guy or killing that guy? My God. I don't know. Or is it like, do you just write the kid off? Is this one of those deals where family like says, all right, fuck it, we're out. You've been a problem for 16 and a half years. Fuck you. Oh. So they're not naming the guy or anything because he hasn't done anything wrong, technically. But my God, 44 and 17? Anytime you have that large of an age difference, you know it's pretty fucked up. But she's a kid. Fuck me. Megan said, my dad may be in jail if you were in that boat. Maureen says Penny is going to get grounded for life. Yeah, I don't know. I guess she's that's pretty sad, actually. Speaking of ridiculous, last year Michigan won their national championship, and probably the biggest thing that was involved with a lot of it was this Connor Stallions thing. You know, there was a lot going on last year. Harbaugh, Connor Stallions, sign stealing, Joe Martinez, national championship, beat Ohio State. You see, I like it when Michigan beats Ohio State, and I don't hate Michigan. Okay? I like it when they win. But That just seems so fucking dirty to me. All of that. Well, Netflix is coming out with a documentary. And it's called Sign Stealer. Centered all around Michigan's sign stealing scandal. In it, Connor Stalions will, quote unquote, tell his side of the story. I wonder if he's going to address when he was on the sidelines at the Central Michigan University game in a disguise. I wonder if that's going to come up. The article goes on to say that Stalions was the primary scapegoat for the sign stealing scandal, which plagued Michigan that season. Now, less than a year after all of that, Netflix will spotlight it as part of their Untold series for this year in an episode called Sign Stealer. It will first be available on August 27th and features Stalions prominently. I wonder how much they paid him for that. The last time Stalions made public comments, he was giving a statement alongside his resignation. He issued a few words and wasn't bitter over the way his time with the Wolverines had come to an end. But now I hope that this isn't just shitty. Like there's nothing to it, you know? I hope that there's something that's flat out juicy. Kenny writes, I'm 47, and I got a like on a dating app from a 35-year-old. And I immediately thought, why? Aw. Come on, Kenny. Amanda's here. She writes, Love Untold. I don't know what that means. Chris says that Dad needs to pull a Gary. How did you say that guy's name? Palaszczuk? That was the guy. Wasn't that the dad? The dad who was had a son who was assaulted by some dude. Was it a son or a daughter? I don't remember. His kid. And bad guy was being extradited. They're walking him through the airport. And dad is there, like, off to the side on the phone, acting like he's having a phone call, and he knows what's coming. He's got a pistol on him. Well, and there was video there. They're like, oh, we're bringing it because there was a news story. There's TV news. And then he's like, he sneaks up next to him, kablamo, right in the brain. Oh, my God, Gary, what are you doing? And that was it. That was it. And I think he got off. It was... I think it was a justifiable homicide or some shit like that. It's like, I love when that happens. That's a wonderful thing. My God. There's the talk, about the presidential election. I know that's been kind of a thing that's been bubbling under. Obviously, I've talked about it quite a bit. And with Kamala Harris, and will she have the horses? And then there's talk about our very own Gretchen Whitmer. And she is saying, when it comes to vice president, that she is not interested. Look at this picture of her, by the way. What? Oh, my God. What a babe. She is so damn pretty. I'm telling you. Anybody who doesn't think that she's pretty only says that because they hate her politics. But she is a stone cold stunner. Shut the hell up. I'm not leaving Michigan. Whitmer denies interest in vice president nomination. Yeah, she's got work to do here. I like the fact, though, that that would be something. Because if Harris doesn't win, which I suspect she won't, if eventually Whitmer gets a shot at that, does she have even aspirations to do that job? I don't know. sometimes I wonder why people even want that job. That fucking job sucks. Have you ever followed like the day-to-day schedule of a president? It's like from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, there's something going on. You got to be in this place. You got to be in this place. You don't get time to even take a shit. God damn, does that sound horrible? The folks that did the Connor Stallions documentary or the docuseries, they also did the ones on Caitlyn Jenner and dude who was getting catfished, Amanda says. What was his name? Manti Te'o. That's right. Kenny says, I love how she used to be an Olympic athlete and successfully transitioned to being a woman and a politician. Y'all's governor is something else. Kenny is suggesting that Governor Whitmer looks like Caitlyn Jenner. If you're with me right now, I would slap your fucking face. Caitlyn Jenner's like in her 70s and used to be a dude. This woman has always been a woman. Shut up, Kenny, you asshole. Talk shit about my governor. Finally, and I apologize for this because I'm slightly lean on content today. It's been one of those days, if you know what I mean. Frankly, I'm just lucky to have this all done to some degree. There's been a lot of talk about today with the Secret Service chick, Kimberly Cheadle, on the Senate floor getting grilled, and that has went all day. I mean, Jesus. There was one point in that when there was somebody who was questioning her and said, based on what you've told some of my other colleagues and what you've told me, I feel like you have perjured yourself. And we are going to go over all of these things that you've said today to see if there's a possibility that you have perjured yourself while speaking to us. And if you have, we will be seeking out the, trying to determine whether or not you can be charged for a federal charge of a perjury, which is, I mean, that's a pretty big fucking deal. But anyway, this is another group, excuse me, Representative Eli Crane. Don't know where he's from, but he is focusing on the spot where the bad guy shot Trump. Now, remember, when we first started talking, like a day after the shooting or 2 days after the shooting, when all this shit started to come out in the wash, and Kimberly Cheadle said, well, that building that the killer was on, or the shooter was on, I guess he's the killer, well, that had a slanted roof. And we don't put snipers up on slanted roofs. We don't cover... and that was so ridiculous because the guys who took the shot and killed him were on the slantiest of slanted roofs. So that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, this guy gets up on the roof to show you just how not slanty it is and how it shouldn't be an issue. So I'll feature that right here in this video. I think. Come on.
We're not close. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see the windows that Secret Service was supposedly in the second floor of this building behind. Makes you wonder why they weren't able to quickly dispatch the individual. And then behind me, back over here where those red roofs are, that's where the stage was set up. That's where the president was giving his speech from. A lot of questions here in Butler, but we look forward to doing oversight and getting to the bottom of it and making sure it never happens again.
This whole saga, this makes the killing of Kennedy, I mean, you can't even compare the two. When you take a look at what went on when Kennedy was killed, you know, there's been all sorts of conspiracy theories about this, that, and the other thing. But I don't think any of the conspiracy theories were because the protection around Kennedy wasn't good enough. This is all of the things that they were supposed to have done to keep the president safe, or the former president safe. It's so many issues that it's like, how can anybody not think that this was some kind of fucking inside job? Now, I see as I'm looking at the chat, Amanda says, "I told you guys." What do you mean by that? I told you guys. If I recall the last time we discussed this with you, you said the big takeaway you had was there's a rule. Hey, there's the rule. Secret Service, they can't fire until someone tries to shoot the president. The fuck are you talking about? I told you guys. Kenny also says R.I.P. to everyone's eardrums there. What are you talking about? Did my sound blow your ears out? I hope not. All right, I'm totally confused now. I told you guys, and then Chris says, told me what? What's for dinner? Yeah, man, what are you talking about? You can't just say, I told you guys. You got to go, I told you guys when I said blah, 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 blah. If you just say, I told you guys, but we don't remember what you say. It's not like we ever even listened to you. Kenny says the video started loud as fuck. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it. I don't know why the hell that happened. Again, learning curve. New setup. Not my first choice for doing a podcast, but gonna have to do. Either that or no podcast. So hopefully it's okay. Bob says, Garen Thumb and Brandon Herrera just did videos on the shooting. Entertaining. Okay, I don't know who that is. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, a lot more questions than answers, to be sure. At worst, conspiracy. At best, the most inept thing that has ever happened in any protection of any former president or president. Okay, hang on. Let me see what Amanda said. They can't fire until somebody fires upon Trump. Well, yeah, but you said I told you guys. Was there something in that video that said what you said? I don't think so. Was there? Did anybody else pick that up, or is she just making that up? Because I don't recall that. What the fuck are you doing to me again? I'm going to watch the video again just for your sake. To see what you pulled out of that to make you say, I told you guys. You might be right. I don't know. Let me turn the video down a little so I don't blow your ears out this time.
guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof.
Okay, now what he says there is if they had seen him, he wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof, which means they would have shot him the second he started to army crawl up there, which is the exact opposite of what you suggested. So what do you mean by saying, I told you guys?
He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're bragging about. Kenny says, Easy says, let me turn it down, and then it's exactly the same level. Oh, shut up. Yeah, man, I hate to point out how stupid you are again, but you really go out of your way to make me talk about how dumb you are. Why do you keep doing that? I don't understand you sometimes. You know, I was feeling a little bit bad because my content was a little shorter. You know, I kind of like to go north of 30 minutes. But you continue to help me out in these particular ways, and I'm very, very happy for that. That makes you like star on the forehead. I know I'm really driving this point home, but we're all watching the same video, and out of the blue, you say, see, I told you guys. And we're like, told us what? Yeah, I told you they can't shoot at him until he fires first. I go, well, maybe I missed that in the video. I watch it back, and then in the video, they said actually the opposite of what you are claiming that he said. What the fuck? Chuck, God! I think you're an evil genius. I think you're actually brilliant. This is what you do this on purpose just to fuck with me. All right, that's it. I'm done. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you tomorrow, folks. Thank you.